This is Group Two's video presentation. Before we proceed, what is volleyball and what is its origin?
Morgan studied at the Springfield College of the YMCA, where he met James Naismith. Naismith had very recently invented basketball in 1891. 4 years later, in the summer of 1895, Morgan moved to the Holyoke YMCA and became the director of physical education.
Originally called Mintonette, the game of volleyball was invented in 1895 by William J. Morgan in Holyoke, Massachusetts at YMCA. The game is still widely played by 18 million people worldwide at least once a week.
Volleyball was called mintonette because of its similarity with the badminton. However, Alfred Halstead later named it volleyball because the objective of the game was to volley the ball back and north over a net.
Double elimination tournament. Some tournaments include consolation competition. In such tournaments, the winners of the first round games on to play in the main competition. The losers become the first round teams in consolation tournament. Here is a diagram of game structure of a tournament with a consola contest. It is from Redwood Empire Bully Club Ledford House Bastille Day 2012 tournament. I have marked it with red arrows to show how the losers of games in the main competition move over to the consola and play the winners of previous games in the consola. After both sides of the tournament have been played, the winners of the main competition plays the winner of the consola for the tournament championship.
League play. So a league is a group of individual teams from the same community, town or nation that play each other usually in a round-robin format with games played on pre-arranged dates during a period of time called season. Pre-season activities involve registering teams, setting up the schedule of games. The competition includes all the games played during the season. At the end of the season, the results of the individual games are totaled and used to determine an overall champion for the season. The term league is also used to describe a tournament format organized around multiple small round-robin competitions.
Snake, or a partial round. One way to play a partial round-robin tournament is simply to play as many rounds of pre-calculated matchup as you wish. However, if you don't have a set of pre-calculated matchup, the snake is an easy way to create matchup. Start by separating the two groups in two rows, with the even number IDs facing the odd number IDs that give the matchup for first round. To find the matchup of subsequent rounds, slide the row of odd number IDs along the row of even number IDs, like a snake is slithering around the ground.
Volleyball court dimension. The volleyball court is 60 feet by 30 feet in total. The net placed in the center of the court, making each side the net 30 feet by 30 feet.
Center line. A center line is a mark at the center of the court, dividing it equally into 30 feet squares, above which the net is placed.
Blocking. Blocking is perhaps the least taught skill in volleyball. Players can get away with poor blocking skills because not blocking isn't going to hurt the team as much as being poor at executing others in volleyball. Attack line. An attack line is marked 10 feet of each side of the center line.
Volleyball is a play by two teams, usually 46 players on the side, in which the player uses their hand to bat and ball back the point over the high net, trying to make the ball touches on the court within the opponent, playing early before I can be returned to prepare then the player on the opposing team bat the ball at and toward teammates before touches in the court surface. The teammates may then volley in the back, closing the net on the back, closing the net at back of the third teammates who bow in back closing the net. Teammate is allowed the only 3 touches on the ball in most with the return over the net.
Good evening, everyone. Now we will discuss the 6 basics volleyball skills, which is passing, setting, spiking, blocking, digging, and also the serving. Passing and serving is also the forearm underhand passing, and the setting is the overhead passing. The attack option is hitting and spiking. Blocking is the from attack and defense positions, and defensive skills is rolling and sliding. Now, I will explain one by one the 6 basic volleyball skills. First here is the passing. Passing is simply getting the ball to someone else on your team after it's been serving or hit over the net by the opposing team. Passing, it's commonly thought of as the most important skills in all of volleyball because your team can return the ball without a solid volleyball pass. Forearm volleyball passes are often used to direct the ball in a controlled manner to a teammate, but overhead passing is another option. Next, setting. The setter, or the person who set the volleyball, has the most important position on the team, and is often the team leader for this reason. It's their job to make it easy for teammates to get the ball over the volleyball net, preferably with a spike that the other team can return. The setting motion gets the ball hanging in the air, ready to use spike and another teammate with force. Next, spiking. Spiking is a real crowd pleaser. Spiking is the act of slamming the ball underward motion across the ball net to the another team's side of the court. When done well, spiking is very difficult to return, which is why it's an essential skill. A proper spike will help accumulate points quickly. 4. Blocking. Blocking is another important skill. Although it's probably the most expendable of the fundamentals, still, it adds a great dimension of the game, keeping the other team on toes, so to speak. By timing it's right, you can jump up and deflect of the block opponent attack before it crosses the volleyball net, which can take by the surprise and give your team an easy point. 5. Digging. Digging is a defensive maneuver in the volleyball that saves your team from an offensive spike or attack. Excuse me. Your job is to keep the ball from hitting the floor, and you do that by diving and passing the ball in fluid motion. Unlike a typical pass, you will probably be trying to recover the ball from stepward trajectory. This is another great skill to have, but isn't as important as passing, setting, and spiking. Serving, or the final fundamental skills in serving. How can be a great volleyball player without knowing how to serve? There were a variety of ways to serve, but you'll the most often see the understand the overhand serves. Like for an underhand serve, if you're right-handed, hold the ball in the left and while the right hand makes you fist with the thumb of top. Make contact with the underside of the ball to send it over the net. For an overhand serve, which is the more advanced common among skilled players, you'll be tossing the ball up while you pull back and dominant arm swing. Don't follow through after your hand contacts the ball, which should feel almost a punching the ball across the volleyball net. And that's the 6 basic volleyball skills. Thank you.
Ceiling height. The minimum ceiling height should be 23 feet, though wind should preferably be higher. The importance of serving is often undervalued. Many coaches don't teach players to serve aggressive and use this opportunity to give the team an advantage for scoring points.
So we all know that whenever we're going to play a game, we must need a ball. So one of the most needed equipment is a ball. So when you don't have a ball, then you don't have it, and you cannot play. So get a ball. So I am going to discuss solid ball. Ball is made in two versions. So the youthful version is slightly smaller and weighs much less than an adult volleyball, and a heavier medicine ball type that allows setters to strengthen their fingers just to hit hard the ball. And a good ball will alleviate pain caused by hitting the ball like that, it over the net or between teammates. Just adding information that I always notice whenever people playing volleyball, so I always notice that their ball is colored solid white or any brightest color of yellow. So that's all.
Ankle braces. The most common injury associated with a volleyball player is a sprained ankle. To avoid the problem, it is wise to invest in a good pair of ankle braces. Since braces have proven to lower injuries by 40%, certain volleyball team coaches mandate them. They provide stability to the area without compromising activity.
Proper footwear. Men's and women's volleyball shoes are essential gear for the game. These shoes contain gum rubber sole to provide maximum traction. These shoes are also designed to protect the foot from side-to-side movement. The front padding of the shoes is thick so that the legs do not suffer pain from continuous jumping.
After having the right volleyball gear and clothing, it is important to have a dedicated piece of equipment to keep everything organized and easy to access. The bag should be simple to carry. Most people prefer a backpack style, where the weight can be evenly distributed across the both shoulders. The bag should also contain numerous compartments and pockets. This will give space to separate equipment and keep clean items from sweaty and used garments.